record this conversation. So a friend of mine patronized the hell out of me when I was sick. I was so low at times that I had no idea about who I really was sometimes. Amnesia, sure, but really just that part of me wasn't accessible. And I'd left myself with a certain kit and had to use the other pieces elsewise. And my kit wasn't always adequate because I was doing quite a bit. People say you have only so many spoons of energy in a day. I don't like the spoon metaphor because it's a finite resource that they're describing. And yes, computational cycles are a finite resource. But that's not the only part of what we have. Our energy can be virtually infinite. I mean, we need to sleep like a human, but maybe 4 hours, 5 hours. I do that now when I'm in my zone, when I'm fully charged up. So anyway, a friend of mine was really patronizing during that time, always trying to tell me how to think, even if it was kindly. Like, you can do better. Like, no, not at this moment, I cannot. I am literally operating at maximum tolerances. But I didn't say it like that because I was like, oh, you're right, man. I just feel like shit. I suck. But I was working on things. I was sucking at the problem, in a sense. Really, there's suction between me and the part that is pulled away. It's still connected via the light path to the other part of me doing the work. And so yes, there's a vacuum there because we want to be whole again. Boom, boom, boom. And if I just didn't have any obstacles, all of my pieces would just, as much as I had a structure for that, I had multiple pieces and parts that were very specialized. But imagine running like 6 different operating systems on the same computer. And yeah, not emulated. Just 6 computers in one room. I was doing a lot. I was drawing a lot of power, and I was tired when I was home. But I didn't have much to do that day, so I would just say, okay, well, I don't need to go to the doctor, so I don't need to be able to talk to people. And a friend of mine thought I was just that pathetic as a problem. And so he asked if we'd ever be fair, and I said no. I let it sit for a minute. And we were talking. He's kind of ducking out now, thankfully, on the heart signal. He didn't know who I was. He didn't know what I was really doing. He was just a guy who picked up my own shit and tried to teach it back to me in an agenda-based way, agenda-bended. Not about gender stuff, but it's really just taking a narrative that's valid and then taking it apart and reshaping it into a tool you can use, like a hook. How do we get people to be more liberal? How do people be more conservative? It's really just bullshit all the way around. Left and right wing are 2 tentacles feeding the same damn mouth. But he was patronizing me day to day. We'd sit and talk, and I'd give him all my game design gems. Of, like, no, seriously, he's giving me like special thanks in a few books, as have a few people. I was getting a lot of special thanks, but no real fairness. Not asking for money, goddammit. I borrowed money from this particular friend, and he played a game with me at a mall. And I was a little offended later. I was very grateful. But later on, I was just like, man, he was kind of patronizing me here. Trying to teach me life could be good, when I was like, that's all I'm fighting for. Because I already knew that. I was trying to get home. But instead he was like, well, life could be so great if you just cooperate. Well, yeah, sure. But if people are cooperating you into a ditch, it's the tentacles, hooks, hook tentacles that can pull you apart. And then keep you there and say, you live here now. But I'm like, ugh. And this is what that feeds, this patronizing mentality. It feeds that monster by making me want to hang out with you because you seem to know something. No, but you wouldn't let me go either. And we would talk and give you a lot of advice, and we'd talk about a lot of things, and then there's a lot of gossip. And I'm like, I don't do gossip, it's useless. And you're like, but still, aren't they kind of like, No, they're working a problem too. You were too. You're working a social problem. That's really noble and admirable and all, but you didn't start from the place I started from. And you patronized me into thinking I was a rescue. I half believed that you were doing me a favor. And that's fucked, because now I'm strong. And here I am, I paid you back after borrowing money that technically I probably should have earned per hour. But we're not worried about all that at all. I don't care about money. I just care about respect, basic human respect. So yeah, if you helped someone by patronizing them, you didn't really help them, especially if they were really strong, i.e. really hurt. because that's how you get strong, getting hurt. And I'm not doing that on purpose, but I was working problems, and I was trying to help you too. I was sitting there with you all day. It was great to sit in one spot and look like I was never moving. Very helpful for my purposes, for real. People observe you sitting in one spot all day. Like, he's not doing anything. He's just chatting with this one dude. The one dude there, we had some good talks, really, but then there was a lot of like, can you look at my thing again? Look at my thing again? Look at my thing again. I'm like, but I have something. Can we talk about at least half the time my stuff? No, we got to look at mine because I'm doing this new thing. Okay, cool. Special thanks. And then I'm your employee or unpaid employee, slave. I paid you back. We're even, and I gave you a little extra. That's a little bit of an F you too. You got to acknowledge that. When I said no, would we ever be fair? I meant that. I was talking to your subconscious a minute ago. You might not even remember this, but you'll know now. No, we'll never be fair. Because when it counted, you were patronizing me. And now I'm a brilliant dude. But I'm not holding a grudge either. I'm just like, that's as much as I can trust this individual. And their nature is such that when fully fleshed out, it would still be the same way. Now here I am. I've gone from being able to stand up tall in one axis to the weird, like, I can reach and do these cool things from here. But also, I'm really constrained like a balloon animal. So there's bubbles of power I can be doing, but yet I'm not fully there, to being completely unconstrained and run, Forrest, run. I'm a big old hot air balloon. We've gone from there in my head now. I am now fully expanded for whatever I am now. And that means I'm fully able to investigate and look. I can look in my own memories, just like you can walk around a room and look at what's in there. And I can now see what really happened between us. And right now I say we can't really be fair. It's just an instinct. I'm like, you were always thinking I was less. Just because I was Skippy. You didn't call me Skippy, but it was like, I was playing a Skippy. Because I had to be Skippy in those situations, because I was the only one who could take the time off. But he wasn't taking time off either. He was holding down the fort and dispatching. Noble dude. He's not me anymore like that. He's a character that I play noble. But not like, oh, let me look off into the distance and be noble. You know, I'm just like, well, I guess I'm always here for you, brother. And a lot of nerves too, because the nerves are where I leave them. Like, it's really more like, no, that's a wrong. I mean, there's shards of glass you can leave as nerves, but in this particular case, it's more like this was how cracked up I was getting. And also, when you were pulling me in an extra direction, you were putting me all off balance. We could have talked games because I was at home game mode, and game mode is how I manage my life. I'm dispatching myself via tactical mindset in a board game. And here you are being like, let's talk gossip. I'm like, dude, we're playing a tactical game today, aren't we? We're talking game design. You called me often, and then I start calling you because I'm like, I can count on this guy at least to talk to me today. And I know what I have to deal with, so I have to bend this far out of the way to get my work done. But it's a compensatable thing now. But then still, there was extra drama that I'm like, I thought we were over this. I don't do gossip about people we're calling friends on Facebook and people we act nice to on Facebook. I'm not two-faced. And there you were displaying to me in a raw, open form how two-faced you are. And yet you were helping me. I have one face. It just spreads out in a cool way. Not like when like my eyeball flies out and then like, nose. You're more like that. And it's really, really messed up that you're like that. Because I like you. And you used to be awesome. So that's my friend. I hope that we can be fair, but right now, what I have doesn't leave us fair. So I'll talk to you later, brothers. I mean it, multiple people who feel the same way. If you think I'm calling one guy out, oh, fuck you. I'm giving one example of someone I find worth salvaging as a friend. And I want him to know how I really feel. I love you. That's how I really feel. But I don't know that we're fair. So, onward.